we're talking about your jersey retirement. This is, I mean, there's not that many people that have their jersey retired. Most of the time, when you finish with a game, the next year you see somebody wearing the number that you wore. I know I see that a lot for me. There's a lot of 39s out there. But how does it feel knowing that no one will ever wear that number again on the teams that you played?
Well, it's a great honor to have had the opportunity to contribute and been successful. You know, you can try all you want, but if you don't get it done, it's not the same success as it is when you can bring home a world championship and, you know, really distinguish yourselves like that. And so, you know, playing here with the Lakers was an opportunity to do that. You know, we weren't just trying, we weren't contending, we really were vying for a world championship. And that by itself is enough. But, you know, being successful is really the epitome of professional success. And we were able to make that a reality here.
But when you look up in the rafters, there's 33. No one, and to make it even more blunt, ain't nobody going to ever wear 33 for the Lakers.
Right. You know, that to me is wonderful. You know, I can't, it's hard to describe what it is because you don't expect it. You know, certain things that you expect to happen, and you can make up some story. It can be truth or fiction, but you know, that's what you keep repeating to people. But it's still, it's amazing to have lasted that long and done that well, and I'm very thankful for it.
You get goosebumps when you look up there and see it?
I think it's more of a feeling of satisfaction, you know, and accomplishment.
You've always been one that's cool, calm, and collected, even at the height of competition. But there has to be a time, there's got to be a time when you look up in the rafters and you see 33 and your name on it, and you get just a little bit emotional.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of times that you get emotional, but usually it's a private moment. I remember I went through a lot of that just a couple of weeks ago at the All-Star game. You know, just seeing all the guys. You know, the guys that I played against when I was a rookie, some of them were there, man. And, you know, they've been out of the game so long. You look at them and say, wow, man, did I played against him? It's amazing to have been able to last that long and do as well as I did. You know, and there are other guys that didn't last or, you know, had something happen in their career that was a real serious bump in the road. But I managed to make it through.
What was the key to your success?
Well, Jim, you know, I felt that to be a professional, you had to be ready to do your best. So I trained all through my off season. I only took 2 weeks off, and I trained all the time. And that enabled me to come into camp ready to play and not worried about if I could make it up and down the court. Because I've seen that happen to guys that just give up training and doesn't go very well for them when it comes time to scrimmage in training camp.
March 20th, 1990, this was a day when you were all smiles.
Yeah.
This was a day when people, just for a very short period of time, got to see a side of you that they never thought they would see, because when you were playing, you were so straight and so forth. But here, on this particular day, was the emotional side of Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, it was. Just seeing your name go up there, you know, it's up there with Wilt and Elgin, and, you know, people, when I was in grade school, I looked up at them and just wondered if I could do just a few of the things that they accomplished. So, you know, that to see my name up there with them, it's really neat.
There were all kinds of things that, of course, Chick was master of ceremonies. The commissioner came out. Magic spoke. This was like the all-star of all-stars saluting the greatest of them all.
Well, it's a good feeling, Jim. A lot of those guys, if you rub them the wrong way, they wouldn't show up. So I was really honored that they would show up like that.
Do you remember some of the gifts that you were given? Because one of them is, I remember laughing at when they gave you a rocking chair.
The rocking chair has been put to great use. I still have it and use it. The thing that was of no practical use was the sailboat given to me by Golden State. I couldn't fit in it, but the feeling was, the sentiment was appreciated.
Was that like one of the more emotional days that you've had? Because a lot of us in the stands were emotional, got goosebumps, had even tears in our eyes.
Yeah, and you know what happens, Jim? You don't know how to respond. I mean, all that generosity and all those people who enjoyed what you did and want to share that with you, it's hard to do it right in terms of responding and letting the fans know how much you appreciate them and how much of a pleasure it was to get them to respond, and to get them to feel good about who they were cheering for. That made us feel good.
You've got a few places where your jersey hangs, and that you're in a league really all by yourself because of the number of jerseys in different places that are retired with your number on it.
Well, I think the success that you have allows you to be in that position. Wilt probably has his jersey hanging in more than one place, and playing for more than one team and bringing world championship for the 76ers and for the Lakers. So there's a lot of examples out there of what can be achieved.